Good morning, students. Today, there's the third class of IMO. And today, first, we are going to discuss our fifth chapter, Introduction to Euclid's Geometry. Introduction to Euclid's Geometry. Euclid's Geometry. So, without losing any time, let us start the class. Okay, so this is the book. Okay, let us see what question number 1 says. Question 1 says, if a point C lies between A and B, then BC plus AC. Okay, so a point C lies between A and B. Then obviously AC plus BC will be equals to AB, right? Therefore, B is your answer. Okay. Next, question number 2. Euclid's postulate. These postulates we have already discussed in the class. In our school, when we were studying geometry, at that time we have already understood these postulates. So let us see. Okay, so postulate 1 is A, right? A straight line may be drawn from any one point to any other point. Next, question number 3. A solid has, obviously, a solid has 3 dimensions: length, breadth, and height. Therefore, option number D is your correct. Question number 4. If C is the midpoint of the line segment AB, then AC is equals to BC is equals to obviously half AB. If a point is the middle point of something, then AC plus BC is equals to half AB. So option number B. Next, 2 distinct intersecting lines cannot be parallel to the same line. Okay, so option number A. Next, which of the following options has one fixed end point and can be extended in the other direction indefinitely? Obviously, it's a ray. It has fixed one point and the other point can be extended indefinitely. Okay. Good. Question number 7 now. Which of the following is false statements? So read the statements carefully. An infinite number of lines can pass through a given point. So false. Okay. So this is true one. Next, a unique line can be drawn to pass through two given points. Yes. Next, ray AB is equals to ray BA. Okay. So this is false. Okay. Because we know that if the starting point of a ray is different, then the ray becomes different. So see, ray AB starts from A to B and ray BA starts from B to A. So they are different. So this is false statement. Question number 7C. Similarly, 8 things which are equal to the same thing are dashed to another. Okay, so things which are equal to the same thing, equal to one another, equal. So option number C. Next, according to Euclid's axiom, the dash is greater than the part. Okay, so whole is greater than the part. So option C. Which of the following is not an Euclid's axiom? So again, you can go through the axiom and tell the answer clearly. So here answer will be D. This is not a postulate. So D is the correct answer. If a straight line falling on two straight lines makes the interior angles on the same side of it taken together less than two right angles, then the two straight lines, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side on which the sum of the angles is dash. Okay, so let us discuss this. Let us discuss question number 11. Good. So this is the question. What they say? If a straight line falling on two straight lines, so this is two straight lines, straight line falling on two straight lines, makes the interior angles on the same side. Interior angles on the same side of it taken together less than two right angles. So this taken together is less than two right angles. That means less than 180 degree. Then the two straight lines, then these two straight lines, if produced infinitely, if they produce infinitely, meet on that side, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side on which the sum of the angles is less than two right angles, because they should be parallel. So if these two angles, the sum of these two angles are less than two right angles, okay, and if they produce indefinitely, they will remain so, right? They will remain so. That means they will never meet, in other words. Okay, they will never meet. If these two angles are together less than two right angles, and if these lines are produced indefinitely, they will remain same. That means they will never meet, or other words, meet on that side on which the sum of the angles is less than two right angles. Okay, so ये question थोड़ा घुमा के आया है. This question means they will never meet. Okay, that means they are parallel. So instead of saying parallel, they have given this rigorous statement. Okay, I hope you understood. Good. So let us do question number 12. Question number 12. Find the number of dimensions a line has. See, a dimension means a path through which you can move freely. In physics, it is called degrees of freedom. Okay. So dimension means degrees of freedom. So how many ways can you move? That means degrees of freedom or dimension. So if I draw a straight line and suppose you are a point on it, then how many direction can you move? Only one through the straight line, right? Therefore, number of dimensions of a line is 1. Therefore, option number B is correct. Next, 13. Euclid stated that all right angles are equal to one another in the form of, okay, so it's very easy. A postulate, see, two distinct points in a plane determine dash lines. Two distinct points determine unique line. Okay, good. So again, same thing. Therefore, we are not discussing this. Again, same. Question number 20 is also like same. Let us discuss question number 20. Which of the following statement is correct? So there are 4 statements which is correct. So let us see. For every line L and for every point P lying on L, there exists a unique line M passes through P and parallel to L. So what did they say? Let us discuss this question number 20. Good. So which of the following statement is correct? Option A. For every line L, so suppose this is line L. For every line L and for every point P lying on L, let us this is P. For every point L and for every point P lying on L, there exists a unique line M passing through P. So there is a unique line M passing through P. So suppose this is M, unique line M passing through P and parallel to L. So it cannot be true, okay? Because if a point P is lying on L and a line passes through P, so they cannot be parallel because P is then the common point of both this line L and M. So they can never be parallel. So this is false. Next, for two distinct points A and B, there exists a third point C lying on the line AB, which is in between A and B. For distinct 2 points A and B, so suppose this is distinct 2 points A and B. There exists a third point C lying on the line AB. There is a third point C lying on the line AB, which is in between A and B. Okay. So this is also not, this is also a correct statement. Which of the following statement is correct? So this is a correct statement. Next, a figure formed by the line segment is called a rectilinear figure. Yes, this is also true. Let us check A again. For every point L, for every line L, and for every point P, Ocha, P not lying on L. Here, not is given. So P is not on L. There is a point P outside L, therefore. Okay. So for every line L and for every point P not lying on L, there exists a unique line M passes through B. Yes. Unique line M passes through P in parallel to L. Obviously, there should be one such line which is unique. It means only one line can pass through P, which is parallel. So this is also true. So therefore, all of our statements are true. Therefore, right answer would be D. Okay. So we have completed this chapter then. Introduction to Euclid's geometry. Right? Let us move on to our next chapter, lines and angles. Lines and angles. Good. So let us see the next chapter, lines and angles. Remember, all those which are quite obvious, we're not going to solve. Okay. So question number 1, again, same thing. We've solved this in our class. The angles of a triangle are in the ratio, again, same thing. More of the same in the given figure, not if. Again, same thing. We have drawn this kind of, we have solved this kind of sums in our regular classes. So not going to solve question number 4. What they say, V and Y is to Z. Y is to Z is equals to 4 is to 5. Find the value of X. So let us do this. Question number 4. It can be done, but it's a little tricky. Let me draw this. Let me do this. Question number 4. Okay. Good. So what they've given, Y is to Z is equals to 4 is to 5. Okay, so these, suppose common ratio is K. So Y is to Z is equals to 4 is to 5. So Y becomes then 4K and Z becomes 5K. Okay. If this is Z, then this is also Z. Y plus Z is equals to what? 180. Y plus Z is equals to 180 degree. Therefore, 4K plus 5K, 9K is equals to 180. That means K becomes 20 degree. So therefore, y becomes 4 into 20, so 80 degree, and z becomes 5 into 20, 100 degree. Now x and z are alternating interior angles, therefore x is also 100 degree. So therefore option A is correct. Okay, let us move on. Next question. Question number 5. Question number 5. Okay, let's do this. Question number 5. Find the value of x. So x they want us to find. So for that, let us a little bit increase the size. Then picture will increase, right? Good. Okay. So this is 120 given, right? Question number 5. See, this is 80, this is 100. Okay, good. This is 120, vertically opposite angle. So this is also 120. This angle is x. So we have to increase the picture again. Okay. So now we can do. So this is a 80. So this is therefore 100 degree. Right? Okay. This is 100. This is x. Sum of all the angles is equals to 180 degree. Okay. This is 120. This is 120. So see, these two lines are parallel. This line and this line is parallel. So these intersectors, right? So this angle and this angle should be equal. This angle should be 80 degree. Okay. Now becomes very easy. So we don't need this. This is 80, that is 80. So we can do angle PEF should be equals to angle PGH is equals to 80 degree. So therefore angle HCQ adjacent. So 180 minus 80, 100 degree. Now it is very easy. For triangle GHQ, what we have? Exterior angle. That means angle DHQ will be equals to sum of opposite to interior. That means this angle. So this is 100 plus x, right? This is 120 given, is equals to 100 plus x. So therefore x is equals to 20. So this is our right. Okay, good. Let us move on. Question number 6. Will we solve? Okay, let's solve question number 6. Okay, so what they have given, as you can read, so what they require, find the value of x and y, x, y, and z. X, y, and z. This is 55 degree. Okay, so this is 55 alternate interior angle, so this is 55. So therefore y becomes what? Y becomes 180 minus 55, 125. 125. So A and B cannot be true. Next, if this is y and y and x would be equal, right? Corresponding angle. So our option B is correct. Okay, because y is equals to x is equals to 125 corresponding. Corresponding angles. Good. This is done then. Let's move on. Question number 7, exactly same. I'm not doing it. Question number 8 also, we have done this kind of sum. Not doing it. 9, not doing it. Question number 10. 10 looks interesting. Let's do 10. Remember, this is the book that we are solving. This is just an exemplar book. So you need to solve this kind of sums on your own. Only then you will be in a good position for your IMO test. You can find similar kind of questions from internet. You can take help from there. Good. So this is a figure. You have to read carefully. PQS 55 given, then the measure of RFE. RFE. Where is E? Okay, here. So RFE, this angle. So see, if I increase this, it kind of cuts. Okay. So if this is 55, these two are parallel, same direction given. So these two angles will be allied angles. So this is 180 minus 55, so 125. Okay. So this is 125. That is also 125 corresponding. So this is also 125. So 10. Option number B will be our right answer. Good. Let's move on. 11. More of the same. Okay, let's do this again. Again, we are increasing. Good. So they need the value of x. These two are parallel given. So if we increase a bit, let us take another color. So this is parallel. Color is not changing. Okay. No. So this is 100. And if I increase this, so this becomes what? 50? No, 130. Sorry, because this then allied angles is 50. This is 130. Right. So and this is 100. This is 80. Now very easy. Exterior angle is equal to sum of opposite to interior. So 130 is equals to x plus 80. Right. So therefore x becomes 50 degree. So this is our right answer. Okay. Good. Let's move on then. 12, more of the same and not doing it. 13, again similar kind of sum we have solved. 14, 15, again similar kind solved. 16, 17 also similar. 18 also supplementary, complementary, you can easily do this. 19 also. Let's do 20. So question number 20. So let us read question number 20. If two angles forming a linear pair, then each of these three angles is of measure 90 degree. This is not true. Okay, next. Angles forming a linear pair can both be acute angles. It's not true. Both of the angles forming a linear pair can be obtuse angles. This is not true. Bisector of the adjacent angles forming a linear pair form a right angle. So this is true. Why? Bisectors of the adjacent angles. We have already proved this one in our class. I mean regular classes. That if I draw a bisector of this angle and if I draw a bisector of this angle, then this angle becomes 90 degree. So bisector of the adjacent angles, these two angles are adjacent angle, their bisector form a right angle. So this form a right angle. option B is the correct one. Okay, students. Good. Then in this video lecture, we have completed 2 of the chapters, Euclid's geometry and lines and angles. I hope you have understood. This is it then. Thank you and have a nice day.